but he put his tower garden together this year, and his wife went to a salad in a jar party and decided that they needed to do this as a business. So they're just brand new in the business again. And Deward also was our IT guy, and I think you met him one time, Celine. And anyway, so he's looking at our business too tonight. So I'd like to welcome Deward too.
Awesome. Well, Deward, we're so glad that you're here. I'm going to take one moment just because, Deward, you don't know me, so I'll go ahead and share my story before we introduce. I'm Nancy. So I've actually been in the Juice Plus business for 16 years. My background is in nursing. I love being a nurse, but back in 2001, I had a daughter that was born with a lot of health problems. She had severe food allergies, severe eczema. And as much as I love being a nurse, I wanted to be home with my kids. And thankfully, someone told me about Juice Plus, a really good friend of mine named Jane. And at first, you can imagine as a nurse, you hear about this product and you're like, okay, yeah, thank you so much. And she kept telling me it's fruits and vegetables. And I really trusted this lady. And so I started taking a little deeper look, and I saw that there was actually research in medical journals. And back then, I was really into the pharmaceutical community because my husband was in medical sales. And so I took the research to doctors, and I'm like, look at this. Would you give this to your kid? Would you give this to your kid? And every doctor said, Celine, not only should you give it to your kid, but we want it for our family also. And so that kind of started the beginning of my business, but I didn't know what it was like to have a business. I had no idea that I could actually use this business to make an income where I could stay home with my kids. So at first I was a little selfish. I really just wanted shoe money. I wanted to make enough money just to go and buy things I wanted for my family. And then from there, I was making car payments, and then I made a house payment, and things started moving really more into a business. And thankfully, Nancy was able to mentor me to go from wanting shoe money to actually building a career. And so now I obviously stay home with my kids, and I really enjoy a great lifestyle. I don't miss, obviously, going into the hospital. I feel like I help more people do than I did actually in the hospital setting. For this business and for what it's done for my family. When it comes to health, within 6 months, both of my kids started changing. Health got better and better. My daughter was eczema-free within a year of being on Juice Plus, and knock on wood, she is 17 and 90% of her allergies are completely gone. So we went from being that family that was sick every month to not being sick. So when it comes to sharing Juice Plus with everyone, it's absolutely my passion as a nurse to, offer them options to get more fruits and vegetables into their system. That's a little bit about me. I want to tell you guys about my special guest tonight. And if everybody can mute, just so we can hear Nancy better, Denise, if you can mute, that would be awesome. Tonight, I'm very honored. So Nancy Kropa has been my mentor for 16 years in this business. She's actually been in this business for 29 years. So she's got some experience to share tonight. Her and her husband, Jerry Kropa, have actually built their business to what we call the 75 Club National Marketing Directors, which is the top level in our company. They have a worldwide business now also, and they're able to live in Traverse City, Michigan, and then they spend their winters down here in Naples, Florida. So I always get to see her when she comes down, and they bring their big RV, and when I call her in Naples, it sounds like she's in Disneyland. For retirees, they're always having fun and having happy hours. But Nancy is a firecracker. That's how people explain her to me when they first meet her. Oh my gosh, she's such a firecracker. But she's full of great knowledge, and I couldn't be more honored to have her here tonight. So welcome, everyone, and this is Nancy Kropa.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking time out tonight to join us. And my understanding is that you're all just launching your business. Is that correct? And except for Jessica, right? Is that right? Yeah. So anyway, I'm speaking to all of you tonight. And before I got a couple good nuggets for you tonight to take with you, but I'd like to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about my journey. All I ever wanted to do as a little girl was to become a teacher, which I did. And because of circumstances of ending a marriage, I had to get the first job I could get, and that was for corporate America. And I did build a career there for 10 years. I get a retirement check now, which really cracks me up. But but at that, my husband, Jerry, and I have now been married for 35 years, and we were married, and we were very happy. And then all of a sudden, my husband's business was in the cherry industry, and his family owned 4 cherry processing plants, 2 in New York and 2 here in Traverse City. And because of the, well, consumers' attitude towards food, their main product was a cherry called that became eventually a maraschino cherry. And you may remember the red dye scare and all of that. Well, we were involved with that, and we started selling one business at a time, one building at a time. And at the same time, my job here in Traverse City, my corporate job, moved to Grand Rapids, Michigan. And maybe some of you have experienced that terrible word, downsizing, and that's what I experienced. So here we are, we're in our early 40s, and we have no jobs. We have 3 kids at home, and they're all wanting to go to college, and we just don't have any jobs. We looked at franchising, and we didn't like what we saw there. We saw that we would be buying ourselves a job. So we didn't know what we wanted to do, though. We wanted, obviously, a successful business. We wanted to work together, and we wanted freedom of time to spend with our family, but we didn't really know what that looked like. We had never heard of anything like that. And then we were introduced to the Juice Plus company. And Jerry asked me to check it out with him. We went to a conference, which hopefully many of you are going to be coming to Tampa here in a couple months. I'm so excited to do our dinner cruise together on Saturday, and hope Jessica raised her hand. Hope to see you all there. But and so we went to a conference to really check the company out. And the first thing we were looking for was integrity. And we met the president of the company. We met so many different kinds of distributors, from architects like Deward to a cleaning lady who earned the top position with their company, to stay-at-home moms that had made this a career. And really the top income earner then at that time was Sharon Rankin, and she was the first national marketing director and never had really had a job, but the company didn't know what to do with her. She was the first person to earn $10,000 a month. So they called her a national marketing director. That's what they did then. But so we met all kinds of people there, and we left with a secured feeling with this company that we were going to get a check for the work that we did, and we saw that this company was going to be here for years and years and years to come. So we felt that we could hang our hat, roll up our sleeves, and go to work, and that's just what we did. And in the beginning, though, I have to be honest with you, I never sold anything, and I thought this was a sales business. It's not. It's a sharing business of love, and I just kind of threw up my hands and said, Jerry, I can't sell anything. I've never sold anything, and I don't know if I can do this business. But you know what happened is we found that as we were taking the products, we started sharing the results with people naturally. You know how you go to a movie and you fall in love with the movie and you call up your friend and say, you got to go see this movie, it was amazing? Well, that's the same thing. We started recommending and sharing our own experiences, and our business started to grow then. And it really changed everything for me at that point, because I could see that, especially something like Juice Plus, where Juice Plus are helping families and it's helping children, changing their lives. How can I not share this product with people? And so it literally really opened my eyes personally to make this our lifelong work, and that's just what we did. 25 years ago, Juice Plus was introduced, and you moms know how hard, and Deward, you know too, because you're kind of a mom dad as it is, but it's very hard to provide good nutrition for your kids and your family. And I even took a class at Michigan State on nutrition, because I didn't know anything about nutrition then either. So no matter how I tried, though, our kids still got those colds. They still got, all the junk that the kids brought home from school, and then we would get it, bronchitis, flu, and everything. And at the same time, my mom who had rheumatoid arthritis. By the way, she was in a nursing home at my age and was so crippled with arthritis as well as was my father. And they were in just a great deal of pain. And I guess I'm one of those lucky ones because and Jerry is too, because the day they introduced Juice Plus is the day 25 years ago in this March, we started taking Juice Plus, and I've never missed a day since. And I just have to say that Juice Plus has totally changed my life physically. It's just, I sleep better. I just don't get sick anymore. I don't get colds. I don't get flu. And it's just been the most amazing thing. But the reason I told you about my mom is that I do not have rheumatoid arthritis today, and neither does my family. And I believe it's because of Juice Plus, because Juice Plus has provided us an amazing, just a very healthy body to ward off any kinds of disease. So our immune system is so strong that I don't even think about being around people that are ill because I never get sick anyway. So I guess that to me is you just can't put a price on good health, can you? So anyway, so our business with the Juice Plus business 25 years ago was just really, really going well. And I guess, you know, what I love about this business so much is that we lock arms together. You don't do this business alone. We are independent distributors with this company, but you do not work alone. Here we are, a whole team. We're talking tonight, we're sharing stories, and this is how we build our business. It's in a family, like, don't you feel like we're all sitting around a kitchen table? We could have been drinking wine tonight, but we're having water instead, which is good. But I guess to me, what I really love about this business more than anything is, first of all, I love the company. I've watched this company go from, you know, like a $6 million company to almost $1 billion a year company. And there's a lot of growing pains when you think $5 million a year versus almost $1 billion. And I just think that when you think about that kind of growth, you have to think, wow, that must have been a young company. It was not a young company, but it was a company that was full of integrity, that with their heart in the right place, where, you know, their mission statement is, and this is written by our founder of our company, Jay Martin, is to build a stable and lasting company that will help as many people build their dreams. And their, THEIR, is the key word here, by inspiring healthy living around the world. And to me, that's where the company's heart is. They have the most state-of-the-art computer system, just their scientific research for, like Jennifer, you know, being a healthcare professional, that, you know, how important that research behind our product is for you to feel comfortable to take that product out into the marketplace and attach your name to it. So number one is, I just love this company so much. And two, in the same note, speaking of healthcare professionals, I also love the fact that we do lock arms with healthcare professionals all over the world, from famous doctors to amazing healthcare professionals like Celine, and what an amazing educator she is. I am very proud, I'm being a layperson, that I have the opportunity to lock arms and have the same business opportunity as they do. And that's one of the things I'm so proud of with this company, that we have this business environment that we feel comfortable doing that. And then, if that's not enough, we have this research to back it up. What is it now? 38 peer-reviewed medical journal studies on our Juice Plus gold standard, by the way. So to me, that's very, very impressive. And number three, I guess to me, this is kind of a more personal thing, is that Jerry and I are leaving a legacy, not only for our kids, but for my granddaughter as well. And to me, that's really important. My granddaughter comes to me for financial advice, if you could imagine, because she respects me as a business person. And that means so much to me, and that I'll be able to leave this business to our children and our family, or to just turn it over to them. So that to me is very important. But on the same note, that all the people that Jerry and I have helped, like Celine, to help them to reach their goals, their dreams, from stay-at-home moms to healthcare professionals that need a plan B because of all the billing concerns that we're all hearing about and so forth. And our healthcare system is somewhat broken, as we all know. And just for me to help a young mom that wants to stay home with her children, instead of having to have someone else raise their child, that they get to actually be a stay-at-home mom. I mean, to me, that is very powerful. And so not only do I have that opportunity, you have that opportunity to make that difference, not only in your own life, but in the lives of people that you care about. So that's what I love about this business. And just wrapping up a little bit about my story, Celine, is that, you know, here Jerry and I are, we're 71 years old, and here we are 29 years later, and we have created an amazing life where we get to choose where we live between beautiful Traverse City, Michigan, and South Florida, and may I add, at the best times of the year. And it's because of our Juice Plus lifestyle. And we have the health and we have the vitality to enjoy it. And to me, that's everything. We can't hear you, Celine.
Oops. Thank you so much, Nancy. So I have a couple questions to ask you.
Sure.
Because all of these people are brand new, and we've kind of talked about the importance of starting their business off fast. And I know they're really excited. So could you give maybe 3 tips for getting their business off to a great start?
Sure. I guess, you know, the first tip is to follow the system. I mean, we have a system in place now. You think back, well, Celine, you've heard this story before, but when we got started 29 years ago, we did not have brochures. We did not have computers. We did not have fax machines. We barely had a telephone. And I remember in the early days, we did have a bag phone in our car as we were building our business, which was different. But we didn't have the tools that you have available to you today. And my first recommendation is to listen to your sponsor. And your sponsor is going to be telling you to go to thefreedomrevolution.com website. And that is you're going to read the first page. On the senior citizen section, I interview everybody on there, so I'm on that as well because I am 71 years old. I would actually, when they asked me to do that, we thought we were all going to be just on a regular call, and then we have found out it was for senior silver sneakers or whatever they were going to call it, and we're going, silver sneakers, senior citizens, and we don't think of ourselves that way. But anyway, so that first page, you can listen to stories from people, from professionals, athletes, healthcare professionals, and you name it, military. You can hear stories from people from all walks of life. And that could be a page that you might want to send people to hear some stories about their business experience or their product experience, which it's a great resource for you. And then when you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a little wheel on the right-hand side. That's your entrance into everything you need to know about doing this business. Because I think that, you know, one of the strongest skill sets you're going to learn in network marketing is education. And this is where you're going to get your education. And there's a workbook. Oh, I'm sorry. You go to the little wheel at the bottom. There's a sign in, and that's for distributors. And it's called Revolution, all small case. And it pops up. There's a workbook for you. You can download it. You can work it through your computer online. You don't have to print it off, or you can. And if you stopped and took 2.5 hours don't answer the phone or anything, you could just about get through that whole workbook. So I would recommend that each and every one of you, if you haven't yet, to go there and to start there And at the same time, it'll tell you when you're done is you want to contact your sponsor for a meeting. And there's even a schedule of what you want to talk with your sponsor about. Part of that is scheduling two launch calls. And they're a Zoom call like this, and they're really fun to do because all you have to do is smile and welcome everyone and just say you're excited that they joined you tonight, and I'd like to introduce you to Celine. And you do a little introduction, Celine would come on. And what your guests will hear is like a launch call or a business opening, a grand opening for your business. And what your people join, your friends and family, whatever, that are joining you on this launch call, it launches your business. And it's a very soft launch, you might say. It's a very soft introduction to our products. And we go through all our products just briefly and talk about them. And why would you need more fruits and vegetables, that kind of thing. We even talk about the Tower Garden. And then we go into who is our company? I mean, doesn't that mean a lot to you that our company is going to be 50 years old soon? And the longevity behind that company and what they've been able to do in the marketplace is so amazing. And Celine, hopefully you'll share this sheet with everybody if they don't have it already, but it's a one-page profile on our company that you can print off. And if you're going to talk to somebody about our business, here it is. Everything you need to know about our company is right here. And it's a really good sheet to have on hand. And then we'll go briefly through the company and then also how we go about doing our business. It's a very soft launch. The close is very soft. You also hear about 3 or 4 stories on people's experience. And so it's not just one speaker through the whole call. And it's very informative. It's a lot of fun, and your business will grow when you have a group of people together. They don't have to be big calls. They could be 5 or 6 people. It really works out well. And last but not least, my third recommendation is if you're serious about doing this business, whether it's full-time, part-time, or anytime, you want to get positioned. You do not want to leave money on the table. And we have a fast track program that people even approaching this business very part-time can do very easily. So for some of you, maybe you're brand new, like Deward has just signed his distributor application form, is you do not earn a commission when you first sign your distributor application. You only receive retail profit. So we have a concept, the more you sell, the more you earn. Over time, you can get through the marketing plan briefly that way. But my opinion is I've seen people move their business so quickly, even if they don't want to build this as a business. Maybe they just want to offset their own costs of their own Juice Plus, but at least at the end of the day, they're not leaving money on the table. And so I think fast tracking, where you sign your application, you put your own orders in, and you find 2 other customers outside your own household, then you will do what is called an HLP, and you have a promotion to a 6% commission level, and you also get a bonus from the company of $100. I mean, that's pretty good, right? For just ordering product and getting 2 customers. And if you continue in that mode, you have total of 60 days to do this, but the next fast track, you receive a $300 check. And that's basically a total of 8 customers, and you bring on 1 distributor. And you can do that with 2 launch calls. You can pretty much just do that within that first 30 to 60 days. And if you want to continue, there's another fast track where you can earn the top position with our company, which is called sales coordinator. You have total of 6 months to do that. And the bonus checks is $600. And, so for you, say for example, let's use Jessica as an example. Jessica, you bring Erin into the business. Erin gets that check for $100 in her first 30 days with her 2 customers and her own orders. And then at the end of 60 days, she's got a total of 8 customers outside the household and a certain number of points, which she'll easily make that, and one distributor, Erin, you will receive a check for $300, but Jessica, you will receive a check for $300 too. So there's ways that you can receive bonuses because you're helping your team get to the next level too. So it's a beautiful way to add to your retail profit, your commission that you're earning as you're building your business, but then you also get to earn that bonus money, which is pretty amazing to me. And if you do all three of what I just went through, your business will be off to a really fast start. And the whole point of that is if you do want to build a business, at the end of that 2 months, you will have momentum going with your business. So if you want to continue, you can. Or at that time, you can say, hey, I'll be making 14%, which is a pretty good return. And I'll wait till I, work the next bonus some other time, whatever. So it's a good place to stop and readjust your business at that point. So those three things, Celine, are my best advice for all of you.
Perfect. And just so you guys know, Nancy is a major numbers person. So later on down the road, if you want to do a coaching call with her, get ready because she's great in helping you attain your goals and plan them like month by month. And then I hope all of you guys will meet her at the conference in Tampa.
Yes, I can't wait.
You have to keep up with her because she can keep herself going. Let me tell you something.
That's right. Do we have time for a few questions, do you think? It's we're right at 30 minutes here, but if anyone wants to stay on, I'd be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Anybody have a question? And I unmuted all of you guys so you could speak if you want to speak.